regular council meeting to order, May the 20th, 7 o'clock. Any additions to the agenda?
I
Yes,
would like to,
I need to add something under city clerk, just a call that I had from a citizen.
Is that a form of motion, or do you need?
Yeah. In the form of a motion.
Does it need to be, or?
Would be more,
could
I
just
don't know
be,
how that would be, like, I had a phone call from
we can discuss it under mine,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Would need to be added to the agenda, so we
Okay.
wouldn't need a motion
So
for
we,
that.
so you don't need one?
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
No.
sorry.
Okay.
I'll make sure we talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
and then I need a 5-minute executive session to discuss a non-elected personnel.
I make a motion for a 5-minute executive session to go under executive session, to discuss non-elected personnel.
Got a motion on the table?
Second.
Your second, by Mark Bryant, all in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Any other additions to the agenda? Moving on, citizen comments. Anybody got any citizen comments?
Staring at you. Okay.
Let it show, there'll be no citizen comments. Consent agenda. I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes of regular council meeting May the 6th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve regular council meeting May 26, 2025.
2025?
Yeah.
Okay. Second.
Got a motion on the table, a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Passes 5-0, and it was May the 6th, not the 26th.
Did I say 26?
That's the way I heard,
Oh,
I thought.
my bad.
That's all right. I'd entertain a motion, special council meeting that happened May the 12th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve special council meeting minutes May 12th, 2025.
Second.
Motion on the table by Mark Bryant, second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Entertain a motion for appropriation ordinance 052025 AP in the amount of $44,631.61.
Make a motion to approve appropriation ordinance number 052025 AP in the amount of $44,631.61.
Motion, motion on the table, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. I'd entertain a motion for petty cash in the amount of $301.
Bless you.
Make a motion to approve petty cash in the amount of $301.
Motion on the table, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. Motion made by Mark Bryant. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Department heads. Electric Department, Curtis.
Just looking
Report.
on Jubilee stuff.
Jubilee stuff. Council got any questions for Curtis? With no further questions?
I think I'm being nice to you guys.
I wouldn't answer that, Curtis.
Yeah.
Water Department, Jason.
Same thing. Jubilee stuff.
Did you guys clean up the old nursing home, or? You guys did?
Yeah, I saw that. You guys did a good job cleaning all that because it was looking. I thought there was going to be a couple of tigers coming out.
I wasn't sure if that was you guys or if Kansas Dirt was getting ready to tear down or what was going on.
Looks good.
But it looks
Yeah.
nice. Looks a lot
Yeah, it
better.
looks real nice, especially a down tree. So, good job.
Yep, thank you.
No further questions for Jason. I've got something for Jason, kind of pertains to me and him. The Midwest Energy project that I was talking to you guys about 3 weeks ago. It has been a verbal warning. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jason. They think they're gonna start building a building in January.
Yeah, it's after the first of the year, they said.
But it's verbal deal so far, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
They think they've got the
They
property
think
acquired
the
they
property
need and-
been a verbal agreement, yes.
Okay.
And I saw in your report that they were filing, that you got them the paperwork, and have they filed for that zoning change?
No, they have not.
It would
I emailed it to them.
be on West Street.
Yes.
Okay.
Be south of, where we talked about the sewer And I got to thinking about that a little bit, and if we're gonna go down there to that property with a sewer, I don't know what it'd cost to go on a ways, but that might turn into be a bigger deal than just, one
Yeah.
building.
As in,
Cause that'd open up a lot of, some other ground down there, cause it can be bought, I think, was my understanding with parties involved.
Sure.
Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you.
Thanks.
The
Bob.
water department, or the water deal that I'm working on,
Yeah.
Ned was supposed to get a hold of Pam and get some stuff to get so we can get that started. And I don't know whether he's done that this week or not. I've gotta get it mowed this week. That's a well test.
Okay.
Alright, any other questions for Jason? You got any questions for me, Nate, Jason?
No, I did you
Okay.
wanna,
Moving on, street and park department, Jason.
he wants to say
Pool-
something.
Pool's full, right?
yeah, yeah.
How's
Did you want, did we need to bring anything else up about that over there? About getting anything started or talking about that? Or?
We might visit with the council about it. Is that something we need to start on, is them sewer lines?
Or new
Or at least
business,
get
or do we
something
need to put that
kind
new
of
business or
order.
anything?
I think it'd be better
could-
probably to wait till we make sure we've got a signed contract where they bought the ground. And here's something from Midwest.
Right,
Energy.
okay.
Yeah, so I would wait. I mean, what's the timeline for actually getting materials and then?
Well,
putting
see,
it in?
that's gonna have to be engineered and everything, so that's why I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll have
Cause
to
that's
be.
something we can't do.
Okay.
Can't do that, cause they'll have to lay a whole main and sewer main and
Yeah.
everything in there.
So it'll probably be you coordinating with Midwest after they bought it, right?
I would think that would be right.
Right, and seeing what how, cause I was talking to him about where the building's gonna set, and then where we're gonna have to put the, sewer main, and then get a whole, an engineering firm, and then that, and all this. And see what they wanna do, because then it'll have to be where the manholes are gonna set, and then where your main's gonna lay, and,
And,
Yeah.
like I said the last time, I did talk to him, mention that again, that they talked about sharing the price, some of the price with us, is we're bringing sewer to them, and that's still on the table.
Yep.
But I think we should wait till they got
Yeah.
something in contract
Yeah,
before we
at
go
least-
do
at
it,
least
moving
have them
forward.
own it, or yeah, contract at the minimum, but maybe get it closed on.
Right.
I mean, I would imagine EBH could flip something around pretty quick on just us. That's a relatively simply engineering job, as long as they have the capacity to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they get contracted and stuff this fall, if they're building in the winter or after the first of the year, I wouldn't think it'd take a lot.
Any more discussion, guys?
Do we wanna add it to old business?
Oh, let's wait until we hear a little bit
Until
more.
orders come through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys
That's
gonna
fine.
have to talk about it when the zoning change
Yeah,
comes
that's
in or something.
Okay, Jason, you got anything on the street?
no.
Mike, you got anything on the police chief or police department? City clerk Pam,
I don't have anything.
got your report, bro?
Me. Okay, I got a call from Wayne Davis about the sewer where the animals go in, and I don't know, kind of going back with that as far as, did we decide anything on, was he supposed to put in sheep or whatever to
Goats
keep
or
it
something.
goats or whatever to
Talking
keep
about up
it
there?
mowed?
Oh, the sewer pond, the grazing, okay.
Because he called me and he said that he was supposed to put sheep or goats in there, and then he was told that it was gonna get mowed. So he had already bought goats for it. So anyway, he
Nice.
called and had a concern about that. He didn't know what was going on with that.
His wife did message me on Facebook asking if we're going to open that bit up for the animal to be in the sewer pond like we always do. I have talked to Jason and he said that there's stuff that needs to be fixed, and you don't want those animals out there this year because I can't remember exactly.
Well, rightfully, the state does not allow them to be on
Yes.
the property.
Is that what we got the bid on? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yes, every spring, we usually advertise to take in bids for, you know, to put like animals out there to help keep the grass down.
Mhm.
so my question is, did we put it out for bids?
No, we did not.
Not this year.
We didn't
Oh.
advertise anything.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
And we didn't commit to anything.
okay,
right?
that's why I was like,
I mean, I remember
Was it
Last year, we did
That
Yeah,
just seemed
last
like
year
it
we
was
this
did.
spring. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they got awarded last year and it ended in the 1st of December when they moved the animals out, and that's when the contract ended.
Okay.
so what happened? What was
Maybe.
in there before? Like, was there
So-
animals in there before, and what happened with them? I mean,
So there was the animals, like the horses and the donkeys. Those are the animal that we confiscated due to a neglect and animal cruelty case. And we need a place for those animals to go for a couple of months before, you know, we can actually auction those animals off, for the case to go through the court. So those animal, after the court case went through, we got the okay from the judge to start, not auctioning them off, but like, you know, selling them basically. And the people that were taking care of them, which would be Melinda Davis and, is Wayne her husband, or, no, that's not it, okay,
Galen.
Galen. Melinda and Galen was the one that feed those animals, so we gave them the first, you know, the first dib, and they said, you know, didn't want any of those animals, so those animals went to Wayne, to my understanding. He took all of them.
So, were they sold to him, or were they?
No, they
just
were given to him. Yeah. Because we have some interest on the donkeys, but Tori came in one day and said the judge give a go ahead and, you know, sell those animals and get them off of our property. And she mentioned that Wayne Davis had talked to her and wanting all of those animals. So we didn't want to go through the hassle of trying to get them all out. And since he wanted all of them, we just gave it all to him just to, you know, let him do whatever he wants with it.
So we didn't see any money from them at all.
No. We did see the restitution for the tank that we bought, the water tank. We got that check back from the county. I'm not sure about the restitution for the hay bales and all of that the Davises put in for them. I don't know if some of those from Wayne as well. I don't know how those work, but we did not get any money for those animals.
Cause that would have been probably worth something, I think. Okay, I was just asking.
Yeah.
What
Does that
happened?
answer your question for your citizen?
Yeah, it would. So I can get back with him when, you know, it's more of a state thing.
My understanding, the animals brought $600 a piece.
Right, but like we didn't confiscate those animals for that reason, you know, like the city wouldn't be making any money. If we were to sell those animals, that money would go to the county because that's a county case, it's not the city case. So it's just within the city limits and it prosecuted with the county, so.
Pam,
Yes.
you noted in your clerk's report that some applications had been picked up for the police department. Have they been returned, or since you wrote this?
Yes, 2 has returned back for the chief position.
Okay.
1, Mike had bought down, he had applied early on in the year, and it sounded like he's still interested, so, and that's for a full-time officer.
Okay, thank you.
got calls and schedules.
We got quite a bit of emails, acquire about the position and the responsibilities and the pays and stuff like that. We have emailed them all the application with an explanation and job descriptions, but those are the only ones that we got back.
Is that for both positions, the police officer as well as the chief?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah, we have
what-
2 for the chief, yep, and then 1 for the full-time officer.
How long did we decide we were gonna keep that open?
Till Phil.
Till, I thought we came up with a date.
That was 30
30
days.
days.
Yeah, 30 days.
Oh, I advertised that till Phil, but, yeah.
I just didn't know as far as scheduling interviews and stuff, if you're gonna start doing that right away, or if
That's what I was gonna ask, if you guys, since we have some applications coming in, including mine, that would be 3 applications for the police chief position. So if you guys wanna go ahead and start setting the date for the interviews and get that process rolling, that's not a problem. You just let me know what day work best for you and what time.
So,
I would just keep, I would get
We
on
would
it.
have to
yeah.
leave it open for 30 days, right?
I think I read 30 days somewhere. Was that
You
the
can
last minutes?
interview, surely.
I was saying, I think you can
in the
interview, you
meantime.
may just not be able to hire
just
until
can't
after
keep-
30 days.
Yeah, keep it open to
But I don't think
accept
there's anything
applications,
wrong.
right, for the 30-day window, but you can interview at any
Right.
time, any one
Yeah.
that's 30
Yeah.
days, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
And the interview, you want Bobby and 2, at
Yes.
least, or at least 1 other council member, 2
I
if some
mean-
people can make it.
Yeah, 2 would be good. We usually do, yeah,
What you want, Bobby?
usually do you and then 2 council member.
I think that's what we've done in the past.
we've done that in the past. You have Bob, or the mayor's position, then 2 council positions. And then, I think didn't we even have you there to help?
Yeah.
And
I was just there to kind of direct people
Right.
where to go, but I wasn't in on an interview process.
Right.
I mean, I sat in it, but I wasn't.
Right, you weren't involved, okay.
Then I think we went back to the council with our recommendation.
Right. Well, I think, like Aaron said, I think the sooner we get it set up, get it done, the better.
So do you guys have any dates in mind?
I'm open for it. I'm fully retired, so I can do whatever the hell I want. Not counting what my dogs say.
Just not this week. Where's my phone?
Oh, come on, don't you wanna add more?
When's the 30 days, as far as, because we've got, like, are we looking at more June?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be the beginning of June, first,
Yeah.
About the middle of June, I think, wouldn't it? This is May. I think we said 30 days, if I remember.
maybe the 11th of June would be 30.
I don't know where I got 30 days. I think we may have said it, but it's not
I
with
thought
what
I
Pam.
remembered.
She just, in here at last meeting, said Gleason moved to start advertising for the chief. Full-time officer and part-time officer interviews will be set up at a later date, so. Somewhere I thought I heard 30 days.
I think
No,
we
I
can talk about it.
advertised it as, we closed the bid until like when the position is filled. And that was published on May 22nd. That's when we started advertising.
So how many of the chief and the other positions you emailed information to that have you received anything back from us?
I emailed 2 application to a full-time police officer that acquired. 2 of the chief that had email, or I already got their application
Okay.
in, so.
Got it.
I don't know what you guys think. I mean, we discussed in public meeting 30 days. We could go back and see if that's what we actually said. I don't know. But since it's advertised as until Phil, until Phil is more conservative or is easier to meet that requirement. And so we might as well just wait 30 days to officially fill the position. And then it also is then filled, so then it would close when it was filled. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're talking about meeting your obligation to what was posted versus what was said, I'd say we
Yeah, I
can have the interviews, but then make sure we don't fill the position until at least the 30 days is up. And
I agree.
then it would fulfill both obligations to what was posted and what
So
was discussed.
just start setting up interviews
Yeah.
like the
Right.
second week of June, or do we have to go from the post?
Well, we could have interviews before the
It's
position.
just
So
not hired.
yeah. So I mean. as soon
So
as
who's
possible.
on the interviewing committee with Bob?
I mean, I'm happy to
Mark and-
be on
I'll
it,
do it.
but I
Mark and
think,
Aaron?
but I'm not. I don't work from home anymore, so
You
it's
don't?
more difficult. So yeah.
I've got a
so-
quick question here. With that being said, I think we talked about, extending the living outside of the St. John. We talked about that a little bit. Did you
Yes.
guys gonna,
Case
that
by
would make a,
case.
that would make a difference in maybe some of the people that's putting applications in. They might live outside of that, what is it, 4 or 5 mile range?
It wasn't.
Gotta be
It
city
wasn't
limits?
advertised as part of the position.
It wasn't?
It's an
Okay.
internal policy, and I think if it came up and we just had the perfect candidate, we all kind of discussed that it would be a case by case basis.
Right.
Okay.
And we wouldn't just advertise that that was possible
It was
without
true.
it just being the right person.
It was discussed amongst us that, also that, they should be within 30 minutes of response time. I believe that's what it was
I
said.
think that's what I remember
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we need to have that, let them know up front, along with, the others, so.
Yeah, I think we discussed, we wouldn't wanna change our policy as a blanket because ideally that would still be the case.
Right.
But
Yeah,
if the right person presented themselves, we could have a contract with them specifically or make sure that it was known that there was some wiggle room in
Possibility.
it.
Yeah,
The
Variance
policy
on
shouldn't
the
change.
Like ideally,
In addition.
they
Yeah.
live here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It could be part of their individual
Policy or-
contract,
Right.
but that
Okay.
it should remain the
Or
policy.
just add, just like an addendum to it. Couldn't we do something like that to the
Yeah.
policy?
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, we can go ahead and do that at that time, I suppose.
Mhm.
So, questions still remained, interview.
Whenever you can set it up,
whenever you
as
can
far as
set it
I'm concerned.
Okay.
I'm saying if it works for me, I'm happy to be here, but
I
if it
can
doesn't,
be
then.
Aaron's backup or Sarah
Yeah, I
or
can.
whatever.
Yeah,
if
and I
Aaron
don't even
can't
need
go.
to be on the
Yeah.
A team if you guys are more free to do it.
Yeah,
So
if somebody can't make it, just
Yeah.
call.
we'll make sure two are there.
Okay.
any other discussion, city clerk? Moving on, city attorney Danny.
I don't think I have anything tonight unless you guys have questions for me.
Did,
Council.
Well, did the Smiths get signed?
Yes, they
Oh, okay.
came in and we signed the paperwork yesterday. Oh, not yesterday, Sunday.
Okay.
And Bob just signed his part, so we will be filing that
Those will
tomorrow.
be filed and we can move forward.
Yeah.
And I wasn't here when the last meeting, so what's going on with the windows and the,
The museum would like them,
okay,
and I think on my end, it's a question on whether or not the land bank wants the property.
so what were the particulars, or can we talk about it in an open session, like
Yeah,
give him the windows and he gets more time?
he picked October 1st as
Okay.
the date that if they want the windows, he'd sign it over on that date. I need to have a follow-up conversation with
Okay.
him. I haven't done that yet, or haven't had another one yet.
Okay,
Can
But
we, sorry to interrupt,
you're fine.
can we get it in writing and have a contract that October 1st would be the close date if the land bank was interested? So that
Yeah.
it's not just him saying, don't mess with me, don't mess with me, don't mess with me, and then October 1st comes and he goes, guess what? You still can't mess with me. Like, I don't, it'd be too bad to wait 5 more months. And he's just, and it's still in the same condition. We could have been moving on some stuff.
And is everything gonna be out of the building?
I doubt it.
Okay,
I would guess it's,
okay, I just didn't know.
but I mean, I would think anything that he wants would be out.
Okay.
And,
Go from there.
yeah.
I might add, I talked to a guy in Ellenwood, and they tore a church down, Aiken, I think it was Aiken, somebody tore it down, and they said that bill was $33,000.
There's no way for this church.
I don't know how big a church it was,
Yeah.
but I didn't think that was too bad of a
No, that's,
deal for a church. And I don't know which one it is. Is anybody familiar with Ellenwood? I think it was just down the road from the city hall, maybe. An old brick church. I can find out some more information probably.
I'd invite them to bid.
Yeah.
33 we would do it tomorrow.
That's kind of that's what went through my mind. But it was Aiken sand and gravel, I believe, from Lonnie. I'll do some more inquiry.
Yeah, find out.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just thought I'd pass that along.
I'm finished. with my
Anything else
questions.
for Danny? Moving on, Fifth Street Road project, I think we covered that with Mr. Smith. I signed them a while ago.
So now that they're signed, will EBH put out for bid right away,
Yes,
or?
he just sent a sample of a bid for us to look at. I will email it out to you guys here directly after the meeting. And then, he'll start advertising it. We'll have to push, I know that we talked about June, the first meeting in June, but since the easement wasn't signed until late, so we'll have to push it back to like July, probably the first meeting in July, when he'll bring in bids and you guys can talk about it, look through it, and see who you want to award it to.
Do we need to approve the wording of that bid or anything, or it can just go out?
It sounded like it's pretty generic bids that the engineer put out as far as roads go, but I'm sure
just
that
didn't know
if you
if it
wanna
needed to-
change anything, then I'm sure he's willing to work with us.
Well, if we were gonna accept bids the first meeting in July, does that bid need to go out before our first meeting in June? That,
Yes, so as soon as that easement's filed, he's gonna start sending out advertisement to the list of contractor. He attached the list of contractor to that bid as well, and he said that once those are filed, we can start advertising locally as well. So,
I guess I just didn't know if we needed to approve the wording of the request for bid. Because if we do, then we can't send it out for request until after. our
okay, I can tell him to hold off until you guys look at it.
I'm not saying we have to, I just didn't know if we have to, as a council, approve that request for bid. The wording of
What do
it.
you think if he's the engineer and he's also slash general contractor?
Yeah, I think that's within the scope of what they've been doing, cause he's laid out what they're intending to do, so that should match
Yeah,
what he's asking for the bids.
okay. No, I'm fine with that, I just, that's
Yeah,
something
it's
for
good.
sure.
Yeah.
What about the fountain? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah, we're getting it ready for Jubilee. We have some hiccups along the way with the pumps, but it will be up and running this weekend.
And then after that, is that when we're gonna talk about what
We'll
can be
have to-
done with it or whatever?
We'll have to wait until the season's over, cause he would probably need to look inside
Okay.
everything, so we'll probably wait until at least we take the fountain down, maybe at the end of October.
Okay. Sorry, Bob, I sort of
Anything
took
else on
over
old
there.
business? We're moving to new business, demolition bids for 209 West Sixth Street.
So I received 3 bids from 3 different companies to take the 209 down, and here's all the bids, and I'll just have you guys pass it around. you guys have looked through all of it.
So, question,
Yes.
between the two, there's only $200 difference between the two of them, but is that for the exact same,
Yes.
work, or is there anything added to that, or taken away from that?
So
with
when
it
I
being
talk-
just a couple $100, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know. When I talk to each one of these representatives, I took them to the property and tell them, okay, here's the house. There's a bunch of trees on the west and the north side, and there's a big tree on the front. I show each one of them the exact same thing that I showed the others, so we get the exact same bid for each of these company. So, and then I have Curtis went inside the house and take some pictures to see how, like empty or how full it is, and I sent those pictures out to all of these 3 companies, so they have that information. So I'm not sure why.
Like the
What they
main-
described, what they described is the exact same, I guess,
Uh-huh.
is what they said they were gonna do,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I think Eakin's bid is definitely more specific, it seems, as to what they will do exactly. But we have a lot of historical data of Kansas Dirt's work, and what they're describing is exactly what KDI has been doing for us the whole time.
Yeah, that's,
So even though they're worded differently, I think we can be confident that it's the same product.
right, that's what I'm asking.
Even if it's not as specific.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
what I would
That's,
say.
being so close, that's why I'm asking,
Yeah.
But I think, I'm just echoing probably what he said, Kansas Dirt, you're happy with what they've done in the past, they're the cheapest, I think they should get awarded.
Well,
The
they
work.
Kansas Dirt has proven it.
What is
a
the
few
time
times.
factor? Can all of them get on it
Yeah,
at a reasonable
that's
amount of time?
We had
The
90
time-
days,
90
wasn't it?
days.
90 days.
Yep, you have to take it down within 90 days.
Well, like I was gonna say, Kansas Dirt
three
has
would be
proven
fine.
itself already, so
I think all three
I
would
think
be
that,
Yeah.
I think that we should, I'm okay with that way with Kansas Dirt. Like I said, they've proven themselves, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
I just need a motion if you guys.
I'd make a motion to accept Kansas Dirt's bid to demolish 209 West 6th within the 90-day time frame.
second,
Got a motion on the table by
We
Aaron
need the amount
Gleason,
listed
Yes.
in the amount of $9,500. Sorry.
and a motion by Sarah Wolf.
No, by Aaron.
Any more discussion?
Somebody,
Or second by Sarah? Or is you still
I
seconding?
second.
Okay.
whatever.
Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. So I'd entertain a motion for a 5-minute executive session for Pam, non-elected personnel.
And you want everybody at the table?
Yes.
I'd make a motion for 5-minute executive session to discuss non-elected personnel to include council, mayor, clerk, and attorney to return at 7 p.m.
Second.
Motion on the table, a second. Here, all in favor? All opposed? Call the council meeting back to order, regular council meeting from executive session.
I'd make a motion to
Increase.
to fix the error of our hiring a couple weeks ago and increase Ava Smith's hourly rate for lifeguarding from $8.50 to $9 an hour.
Second.
Motion on the table by Aaron Gleason and a second by Mark Bryant. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Any other business?
I'd make a motion to adjourn the May 2025 meeting.
Got a motion on the table to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Mark Bryant. Any more discussion? All in favor? Passes 5-0.